Thanks for sticking around. Welcome back to Arise 360. I am Kachi Offiso. To be honest, I have to tell you that we have had such a great 2018, and it is only fair that we give you an Arise 360 Christmas present for today's segment on arts and culture. So look, whether it was the catwalk, the museum, or the stage, 2018 was definitely a year of spectacle in arts and culture. And to be honest, we had a front row seat of all of it. So to get festive once again, here are Rise 360's highlights from a year that was filled with glitz and glamour.
This year in the world of art, auction pranks and record sales were in, and subtlety was out. Just ask Banksy. The faceless British street artist put up a work at Sotheby's auction house called Girl with Balloon that half destructed as the gavel came down, after being sold for $1.4 million. The audience seemed genuinely shocked, but was it planned with the auction house? Was Sotheby's in on it? We'll probably never know, but it got the art world talking for weeks, especially when the shredded painting went on display. A few days later, because he's no stranger to controversy, Banksy revealed he had meant to fully destroy the painting and not just half of it. Thankfully, Love is in the Bin was born, and the buyer got to keep her painting, which is now worth more than it was when she got it. All's well that ends well. But believe it or not, Banksy wasn't the only artist making headlines this year. British artist David Hockney broke his own record 3 times this year and is now the most expensive living artist, following the sale of this painting for a stunning $90.3 million. And the iconic 1929 painting by American artist Edward Hopper, Chop Suey, which portrays 2 women in conversation in a Chinese restaurant, was sold for a little over $90 million. And Nigerian artist Ben Enwonwun's famous painting of an Ile-Ife princess was sold for $1.6 million. It's an African record. Often referred to as the African Mona Lisa, it was missing for more than 40 years before turning up in a London apartment in 2017. And speaking about African art, late last year, French President Emmanuel Macron announced his intention to return looted African artifacts to the countries of origin. This year, the president commissioned a report which then recommended that France return these artifacts held in French cultural institutions. It's still early days to figure out the hows and whens, or even ifs of restitution, but the implications for museums, collectors, and markets are huge. The month was May, and the stage was set for the biggest night on the fashion calendar, the Met Gala. The event brings together the greatest from the realms of fashion, art, music, and film. It's so huge, it's been called the Oscars of the fashion world. Rihanna was co-host this year and stuck heavily to the theme of heavenly bodies, looking stunning, as she always does, in a papal-inspired gown by John Galliano. Anna Wintour kept it chic in Chanel. Zendaya was a modern-day Joan of Arc in custom Versace, and Katy Perry took the religious theme to new and exciting heights. A performance from none other than Madonna capped off a great night. The Heavenly Bodies exhibition at the Met is now the most visited exhibition in the museum's history, amassing over 1.6 million visitors in just 5 months. And over in Nigeria, Lagos played host this year to arguably the biggest fashion show in Africa, Arise Fashion Week. From Lisa Fulawiyo, Orange Culture, Ayamisigo and Maki O, to supermodels Naomi Campbell, Iman Haman, and Oluchi Orlandi, The who's who of the industry showed up for a week of celebration of African fashion and style. And Naomi was probably the busiest model this year. She was everywhere, including at the Council of Fashion Designers Awards, where she picked up the Fashion Icon Award, which many say was a long time coming.
I'm honored to receive this Fashion Icon Award tonight.
The event itself was a star-studded one and offered a lot to talk about, including this moment from its first black host, Issa Rae.
I'm about as fashionable as Kanye is black, only when it's convenient. You guys, that joke was my choice, just like slavery. Come on.
And Kim Kardashian picked up the Most Influential Award and had this to say.
I'm kind of shocked that I'm winning a fashion award when I'm naked most of the time, but this is seriously such an honor, so thank you to the CFDA for this award. I mean, it was maybe 7 years ago when I had a publicist, and she asked what was my goals, what were my dreams, and I said, I just want to be on the cover of a fashion magazine. And she said to me, let's get some realistic goals, because that'll never happen. And so, of course, I sent her my Vogue cover when it came out, an autographed copy.
And from that to the stage, which was not without its own different kind of drama this past year. To start with, the limits of Harry Potter's magic may just be endless. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which continues the boy wizard story and follows his journey as a grown-up, had its Broadway debut this year and promptly broke all records, becoming the highest-grossing non-musical play of all time. Not bad for a kid who once lived in a cupboard. Another film which made its way to the Great White Way this year is Disney's ridiculously popular Frozen. Reviews were mixed, but that didn't stop fans flocking in to see Queen Elsa belt out Let It Go again and again. A common theme this year with most of the popular operas is the social consciousness and political undertones of a lot of the productions. Porgy and Bess, for instance, is about the descendants of black African slaves. It features an all-black cast and has been hailed as revolutionary. And British playwright Jez Butterworth's play, The Ferryman, explored the chokehold of a nation's past on its present. The play focused on the period in Northern Irish history known as the Troubles, where more than 3,000 people were killed and thousands more injured. And in the world of ballet, the ever-popular Swan Lake got a major facelift. Refreshed for 2018, Matthew Bourne's production became famous for using a male ensemble instead of a female corps de ballet, putting a bold spin on a classic tale.